So, some interesting things that have stuck with me like my entire life, I wanted to just go over because I thought it might interest you as well. It interests me very well. The first thing I remember is my sister and I playing Super Mario Galaxy, and we were playing a speed run challenge. I have no idea what she had done, but her reaction was, I fucked up and now we're all gonna die. And honestly, same. Another thing that I really remember from being a kid is that my older sister, who liked to torment us a lot, she would torment us by not only pouring water on our food while we were going to the bathroom or getting a drink. We would just walk away. But then she would blame the other child for doing it. And then the other child would run out and go tell the parents. And then she'd pour water on the other child's food. I don't know why that stuck with me because I'm pretty sure she doesn't even remember that, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I also remember at one point we were sitting in the dining room with the little kids table that we had, and we were eating mashed potatoes, and for some reason these mashed potatoes were just of the consistency to stick. And we thought we would have fun while mom and dad were outside after dinner and take the mashed potatoes and literally throw them up into the air and stick them to the ceiling. Guess what stuck? The mashed potatoes. I don't know why that is such an interesting thought that I can just clearly, vividly remember doing, but that is something that I thought would pretty much interest anybody that listened to this. We went on a vacation to the Santa Maria Hotel, which I believe upon research is closed. We stayed there for 4 or 5 days, and we were going to Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. I don't remember anything about this vacation at all. I remember that these things happened, obviously, because I've been told several times throughout my lifetime that we went to Busch Gardens for 4 or 5 days, and we went to the Santa Maria Hotel. The only thing that I remember is one still picture memory of the marble white kitchen in the hotel. And then I remember that we apparently took pictures of this trip, but the only part I remember of the pictures is that my sister and I both had photo albums that had little pictures of the pictures within the photo albums, and for some reason my pictures got lost and so did hers at the same time. And I just remember looking for the photo albums. That was the first time I had ever gone to Busch Gardens and the only time I had ever gone to SeaWorld. I don't remember anything. I don't remember being in pictures. I don't remember taking pictures. I don't remember anything. I don't even remember being in the physical park. Probably just because I was so young. Another interesting thing that I remember around the same time frame is, again, Stephanie being tormenting older sister. I was playing a SpongeBob joystick game, and I was watching the TV intently because I was doing a maze with Patrick in it, and she cut the wires right in front of me on the joystick game. I cried, obviously. My dad also, at one point, I think this was like 3 or 4 years later, he had a PS2, and we all played the PS2. We took turns on it and everything. We took it into our bedroom and we played. But one day, while it was in the living room, just sitting where it's supposed to sit, my dad accidentally kicked it, and then afterwards blamed the kids for breaking it because it didn't work anymore. But I know that I watched him kick it. I know he didn't do it on purpose, but the fact that I saw him do it and then blame us was kind of shocking, to say the least. I was obsessed with the Wii Sports baseball game for 3 or 4 months, to the point where I wanted to be a pro baseball player. And in order to get a pro baseball player achievement, if you will, you had to hit 10 home runs in a row. And for some reason, I just really could not do it. I was at 9 and 9, and sometimes it got worse, and I got so frustrated. I did get pro bowling achievement, though, in on the Wii, so it didn't count like in real life or anything. Stephanie and I would also play Super Mario Galaxy quite a lot. I was obsessed with Twilight Princess as a kid, but I don't play it as an adult. I don't have like a lot of time to play video games. I did buy Breath of the Wild, but I don't play that either. I just remember vividly being obsessed with this game for the longest time and beating it 3 or 4 different times when I was a kid. Another interesting thing that just sticks with my brain is the fact that in the 6th grade, my band director taught us what the meaning of assuming something is by writing out assume on the board and writing out each letter's acronym or whatever, and then telling us immediately afterwards, don't tell any of your parents I said that. I also vividly remember the same band director telling me to wear sunscreen when we were at the Sunsplash water park for one of our band trips, and I didn't bring my own sunscreen, so he gave me his, which was Banana Boat. I told him Banana Boat will make me burn. He didn't listen. So we both showed up to school the next day looking like lobsters because we were both burned. Lesson learned, don't use Banana Boat. When I was a kid, my mom would take us, well, we were all in band, so anyone who was involved in band after a performance would go get Dairy Queen. I remember at one point, though, I specifically requested going to IHOP. That just sticks in my brain like a sore thumb. When we were kids, for our birthday, we were allowed to choose what we were going to eat for dinner. And for some of the years, we were also allowed to choose what everybody else was going to eat for dinner. So my choice for my dinner one year was to eat at Mona Lisa's that year. And I chose for my family that stayed home to eat spaghetti because I thought it was a punishment. I don't know why I wanted to punish them. For the life of me, I do not know how my uncle acquired a slot machine, but somehow when I was extremely young, my uncle acquired a slot machine. And we had it at home and we were playing it. Eventually it stopped working properly, so we didn't play it. And every 4 or 5 years, my dad would start it up again to see if he could fix it or if it was fixed. I remember specifically sitting on the couch while my sister was playing the slot machine, and then it was my turn and I was holding my little prized possession doll. I called it Baby. It was like the body of the doll was soft, but the head and the face of the doll was hard. It was just plastic. So I asked my dad's friend Justin to hold the baby so that I could play the slot machine, and I just remember him taking the baby and smashing the face on the table and thinking it was hilarious, and I was mad. Going along with the stuffed animals theme, I guess technically that was a stuffed animal. Someone very important in our lives. I don't remember who it was, and I don't remember why they did it, but they came by our house one day with 2 giant bags of stuffed animals. And I remember my sisters and I just sitting and divvying up who was going to get what stuffed animals. So I got one of my most prized possession stuffed animals out of it. It was a teddy bear. So this teddy bear had magnetic hands, and it looked like it had a personally sewn shirt. It said "Sweetheart." It was really cute. It's a white stuffed animal. It's about this big. I would hold it with its magnetic hands wrapped around my arm, and I would cradle it like a baby. And at one point I had it sitting on the couch next to me, and my younger sister sat next to me on the teddy bear and ended up in essence snapping its neck. The entire side of the neck just split open, and I cried. My mom came home 5 or 10 minutes afterwards, and I had already calmed myself down. But then as soon as she came through the door, I immediately started bawling again and told her, she broke my teddy bear. I was such a young child. I was probably 7 at that point. I ended up sewing it together myself because my mom, she didn't get to doing it by the time I really wanted her to do it. So I ended up doing it myself, and it wasn't a bad sewn job, but you could definitely tell it was by a 7-year-old. Also, my Rottweiler bit the nose off a couple years after that, and I wasn't as upset because it was just a nose and I sewed up the hole of the nose. I remember my mom being proud of being the person who stood out front of Popeyes in the chicken suit. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. She was also proud of her mohawk one year when she went as, I guess, a punk rocker for Halloween. I don't know. I was severely young at that point. She had a blow-up sumo wrestler suit and a blow-up fat back suit. And then my dad would dress up as Jesus every single year because he looks like Jesus and people think he's Jesus. I remember I had a loose tooth at one point, and this loose tooth was bothering me so bad. So my idea to get rid of the loose tooth was to tie a string around it and then tie that string to my hand and start reading a book and forgetting about the fact that I am currently wearing a string on both my hand and my tooth. And then just accidentally like pulling it out while I'm reading. But it did pan out because what had happened was I ended up dropping the book. This was unintentional. This was not planned for. But when I dropped the book, I ended up reaching with the tied hand to grab the book. And I picked the book up, and then all of a sudden I remember I looked down and it had the tooth on it. So I guess it panned out. I didn't feel it, so I didn't really care. I also remember losing my front teeth at the same time, so they grew in crooked. Braces are a wonderful thing. I'm honestly out of time, so I'm just gonna pick up recording whenever I can afterwards. If I'm in a different outfit or if I just make a different video, I'm so sorry. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.